pumprepairmedia.com. All right, first thing you want to do is hit the subscribe button below. That way you get the latest and greatest videos delivered to your inbox by YouTube. All right, please remember all parts being used in this video are available at pumprepairmedia.com. All right, so welcome back to part 5 of the Waterway Executive Special Edition Yellow Pump. Come on, man, I did it for Brian. He's always like, you sound like Daffy Duck in the videos. Whatever, man, we're doing the videos and he's not in them. All right, so there you go. Welcome back. We're here in part 5, and like I said before, we showed you how to remove the fan, the shroud, the housing, and the rear end bell, and how to work the motor switch. Now what we're going to be doing is removing the wet end and the front end belt and the armature. So what we want to do now, before it gets crazy up in here, we want to mark the motor casing. Okay, we're just going to be using a regular little tiny center punch like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the motor casing where it splits. You can see there's a line there. That way when I put it back together, I know exactly where I have to just line up my marks, and everything will just come back together in nice uniform, and it just saves me a lot of time. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to mark my motor casing with 2 marks. I'm going to shut up while I do that. Otherwise, there you go. And Brian's always like, why are my ringtones going off in the videos? I don't know. Maybe he will put on silent one time when we do a video. But for now, we'll have to deal with his ridiculous sounds as we film the videos. Okay, so if you're still watching and you haven't totally X'd me off on YouTube because you think I'm out of my mind, let me show you how to mark the motor. All right, so here we go. We'll be using our basic center punch just like this. All right, there we go. Here we go. That puts 1 mark. Now before, when I showed you how to mark it in my other videos, I did 1 mark on the back. I usually do 1 mark on the back, 2 marks in the front. You can do 2 marks in the back and 1 mark in the front, whichever way you want to do. But I like to not put 2 and 2. Even though both parts won't fit each way, but that way I just know it's just different, So I'm going to put the second mark now on the motor casing itself. Here we go. Now I have to put 2 marks on the end bell. Now what I'm going to also do is I'm going to mark where the wet end is, because you can see here where the discharge outlet is. That's very important, because you don't want to send it back to the customer like twisted up or facing up, otherwise it's not going to fit on the spot, you know what I mean? So here we go, we're going to mark this here, and then we're going to mark it here too. That way we have the marks and we know exactly where it goes, just like that. All right, so now what we do is now we've marked everything out. We want to take the impeller off, but what we're going to do first is we're just going to split it. A lot of guys say, well, what happens if my impeller stuck, or are you ready showing me how to take it back, or I thought it was just a motor switch, but now, I'm ready at this point, what do I do? This is already twisting on me, and blah, 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 right? So what do you do? All right, so just take your chisel now at this point, or a flathead screwdriver. I like using a simple wood chisel. Now, all the woodworkers out there that build their, Christmas ornaments for their kids, or they build their doll houses for their grandkids, or maybe they're just carving some random, cigar humidor. I know, this is a sacrilege to use a wood chisel on metal. I know, but we're not woodworkers, so it's really not a sacrilege. We're pump guys. Okay, so here we go, right? We're going to work on that. So, hey, I'm not a woodworker, you know what I mean? So here we go. I'm just going to bang that with the wood chisel. Sorry, woodworkers out there. And there we go. You can see once I do that, I split the end bell, and it loosens up here, okay? Now, it's a little tight, but I just want to pull it out like that. Now, be very careful. Don't try to get all crazy, like, oh, my God, and it rips off your workbench. You're like, Joey, I'm excited. You pumped me up on the videos, and I was like, phew. And then it happens that your workbench happens to be the one of those high ones with this, serious cement floor in your basement, and bam, everything falls and breaks into shreds. So I don't have extra parts like that. All right, so here you go. Basically, we did that now. See that? Take this puppy out just like this. Now, this is also a good idea if you're rebuilding motors professionally, if you've watched my videos before, or if you're just the regular homeowner trying to save himself a buck. Always remove your rear end like that. I see so many other guys on YouTube pulling it all out the front way, and then they wind up breaking the motor switches. Take your rear end bell off first. So there we go. Now that we have that all separated like that, okay, we have our motor armature here. Okay, we have our switch and everything like that. So when we come back now, what we're going to do is we're going to start taking apart all these little Phillips head screws here, take this cover off, inspect the gaskets, and then we're going to remove the impeller, remove the front bearings, change everything, put all the new bearings in here, and then see what we got going on. All right, thanks for watching. This is Joe Tamargo from pumprepairmedia.com. All parts are available at pumprepairmedia.com. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below. That way you get the latest, greatest videos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next step. Peace.